Cities are supposed to be safe, right? A place where nature stays in its own zone, and we live without fear of wild predators. But what if I told you that some of the world's deadliest creatures have been spotted roaming city streets, creeping into homes, and even attacking people? Completely uninvited? From terrifying snakes slithering into bedrooms to beasts lurking in dark alleyways, this list will shock you. Stay till the end, because the number one creature is so unexpected it will send chills down your spine. Number 10. The Bengal tiger that stalked a village, India. It was a peaceful evening in a small Indian town, when suddenly, a monstrous shadow moved through the streets. People froze as they realized this was no stray dog. It was a full-grown Bengal tiger, silently stalking its prey in the middle of a residential area. For 2 days, the town was on lockdown. Some villagers even reported hearing low growls right outside their doors at night. Authorities set up traps, but the tiger was too smart. It evaded capture and disappeared back into the jungle. To this day, no one knows how it got so deep into the city without being noticed. But if you think a tiger in the streets is scary, wait until you hear about what was hiding in a city's underground tunnels. Number 9. Giant pythons taking over Florida. Imagine stepping outside your house and seeing a 20-foot-long snake coiling around your car. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, for the people of Florida, this is a horrifying reality. Thanks to careless pet owners and the illegal animal trade, Burmese pythons, one of the world's largest snakes, have taken over parts of Florida. These monstrous serpents slither through backyards, hide in drain pipes, and have even been caught swallowing alligators whole. One shocking case. A family found a giant python curled up inside their washing machine. Just imagine reaching in to grab your clothes, and finding that instead. But what if I told you that's not the only creature invading homes? Next up, a beast that doesn't just sneak into cities. It attacks. Number 8. Wolves in the streets of Chernobyl. Ukraine abandoned for decades, Chernobyl's ghost town is terrifying enough on its own. But what makes it even more horrifying? The packs of wild wolves that now rule the streets. After the nuclear disaster, most people left, but nature moved in. With no humans to keep them away, wolves grew bolder, stronger, and more aggressive. Sightings of these massive, mutated predators have increased, with some even venturing outside the Chernobyl zone, creeping towards nearby towns. The most chilling part? Scientists warn that these wolves might be genetically changed due to radiation, stronger, faster, and possibly resistant to disease. And if you think that's disturbing, wait till you hear about the sea monster that washed up on a busy beach. Number 7. A sea monster appears on a California beach. One morning, beachgoers in California were enjoying the waves when suddenly, they saw something massive, dark, and covered in spikes wash ashore. It was a deep-sea creature that no one had ever seen before. Experts later identified it as a Pacific football fish, a monstrous-looking predator that usually lives thousands of feet below the ocean surface. How it ended up on a sunny beach, no one knows. But here's the terrifying part. Some scientists believe this could be a warning sign that deep-sea creatures are being forced into shallower waters, meaning we might see even scarier things rising from the ocean depths. And speaking of deep-sea horrors, our next creature actually climbed out of the water and invaded a city. Number 6. Crocodiles on the streets of Houston, USA. A hurricane is scary enough, but what happens when the floodwaters bring something even more terrifying? After Hurricane Harvey hit Houston, residents were shocked to see enormous crocodiles crawling through the flooded streets. One homeowner looked out their window and saw a 13-foot croc staring right at them from their driveway. Others found these prehistoric monsters swimming through their backyards, as if they owned the place. Here's the nightmare scenario. Imagine stepping out after a storm, thinking the danger is over, only to find a massive reptile lurking under your car. But what if I told you that wasn't the only prehistoric creature spotted in a modern city? Keep watching, because number 5 is something straight out of Jurassic Park. Before we continue, I need your help. Please subscribe, because hitting your subscribe button can give me new motivation to work harder and succeed. Now, let's get back to the shocking discoveries. Number 5. A dinosaur-like living fossil. Found in Japan. Fishermen in Japan pulled up their nets one day and found something they could not believe. a massive, prehistoric-looking creature with razor-sharp teeth and eerie, glowing eyes. It was later identified as a frilled shark, a deep-sea species that has existed since the time of dinosaurs. This creature is rarely seen alive, and scientists believe they only surface when something is terribly wrong in the ocean. Was it a warning? Could other ancient sea creatures be waking up from the deep? But hold on. What about the deadly predator that broke into someone's house? That's next. Number 4. A leopard broke into a school. India. A quiet morning at a school in India turned into a scene of absolute chaos when students and teachers spotted a full-grown leopard sprinting through the hallways. Security cameras captured the heart-stopping moment when the big cat leapt over desks and smashed through glass windows. Panicked screams echoed as people ran for their lives. Authorities spent 10 hours trying to capture the beast, but it wasn't easy. The leopard hid inside classrooms, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When it was finally tranquilized, people thought the nightmare was over. But here's the twist. This wasn't the first time. In recent years, multiple leopards have been caught sneaking into homes, malls, and even a hospital. Could big cats be reclaiming their territory? But what happens when a predator isn't just sneaky, but also incredibly smart? Keep watching, because number 3 is something you'll never want to see in your backyard. Number 3. Zombie raccoons. Terrorized Chicago, USA. Imagine walking outside and seeing a raccoon. But something is horribly wrong. It's standing on its hind legs, drooling, its eyes glowing, and its body twitching as if it's possessed. Chicago residents were horrified when dozens of zombie raccoons started appearing in their neighborhoods. These animals didn't run away from humans. Instead, they approached them, staggering, hissing, and attacking anything in their path. Experts believe a virus called canine distemper turned these raccoons into slow-moving, aggressive creatures that didn't even react to pain. Some people even reported seeing them collapse, and then suddenly spring back to life. But if that's not terrifying enough, wait till you hear about the horrifying thing found in a supermarket. Number 2. A gigantic spider. Found in a grocery store, Australia. Picture this. You're walking through the store picking out fruits and vegetables when you reach for a bag of bananas. And suddenly, a massive, hairy spider the size of your face crawls out. That's exactly what happened in Australia when shoppers discovered a giant huntsman spider hiding in the produce section. This massive creature was so big that some people thought it was a prank, until it started moving fast. The huntsman spider is known for its terrifying speed and ability to jump at its prey. But here's the worst part. It wasn't alone. Employees later found another one lurking behind the cereal boxes. If that made your skin crawl, you might want to brace yourself, because number 1 is so disturbing, it left an entire city in fear for weeks. Number 1. A mystery creature that no one could identify. Poland. It started as a simple phone call to animal control in Krakow, Poland. A woman reported that a strange, terrifying creature was sitting in a tree outside her window. It hadn't moved for 2 days, and no one dared to go near it. Officials arrived, expecting to find a large bird, or maybe a raccoon. But what they found was unexplainable. It was brown, lumpy, with an eerie texture, and completely still. People feared it could be a deadly new species, and some even whispered that it could be an escaped lab experiment. Then came the shocking twist. Upon closer inspection, it was a croissant. Yes, an actual pastry. Turns out someone had thrown it out of their window, and the way it landed in the tree made it look like a mysterious, lurking creature. The incident became so famous that people now call it the Krakow monster. But here's the real lesson. When it comes to strange creatures in cities, you never know what you might run into. What do you think was the scariest creature on this list? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into urban wildlife nightmares, tell me what top 10 list you want next. And don't forget, please subscribe. Because hitting your subscribe button can give me new motivation to work harder and succeed. Stay safe, and always check your surroundings. You never know what might be watching you.